Cheers to your perfect family.
Evil Dead Burn hits theaters July 10th, and if you don't know what you're walking into, consider this your warning. This video is sponsored by Warner Brothers.
William, my sweet boy, I would give anything for us to be together again.
After Alice unexpectedly loses her husband, she goes to stay with his family, her in-laws, at their home. Somewhere quiet, somewhere she thinks is safe, somewhere that would normally be a place to recover after a great loss. But this is an Evil Dead film, so as one may imagine, what was supposed to be a family coming together becomes a family torn apart. In this case, literally. So, how do you survive that? That's what we're here to find out. First things first, let's talk about what we're actually dealing with, because a lot of people get this wrong. The Evil Dead are not zombies, they're not ghosts, they're not some virus you can quarantine or a monster you can see coming from a distance. They're far more sinister. What they do is they find the people closest to you and they take them. And then whatever is left walks around in that person's body knowing everything that person knew about you. Your history, your fears, the specific thing that would break you. And it uses all of it. The physical stuff is bad and gruesome, don't get me wrong. But that's almost secondary to the psychological warfare. So, where does all this actually come from? The Evil Dead, Deadites, all of it traces back to one thing, the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, an ancient text that has been responsible for every single bad night in this franchise's history. Someone finds it, someone reads from it, and then everyone around them has a very serious problem. In Evil Dead Burn specifically, it's a little different. For the first time in the franchise, someone reads from the book on purpose, which, and I cannot stress this enough, is not a great idea. So to illustrate the point, I will read a passage straight from the Book of the Dead. Let's see. There we go. Kunda Estrata Montose Kanda. I'll swallow your soul! Anyway, Deadites go through your grief, your guilt, your love like a filing cabinet, and they find the exact thing that would break you, and they go straight for it with joy. There's a humor to it, a real pleasure in what they do, and that's what makes them so hard to face. And they can do all that because they're wearing the faces of your loved ones. Let's take poor little Alice, for example. She's already grieving. She's already raw. She goes to her in-laws' home because that's where the people who loved her husband are. And that's where she thinks she can heal. And then they turn, one by one. And she's in their house, surrounded by people she once loved with nowhere to go. Family is supposed to be safe. In Evil Dead Burn, that very thing is weaponized. Deadites don't pick strangers. They pick the people you cannot walk away from because family is the root of all the evil they will ever need. So, how do you fight back? That's the question, isn't it? Everything we just covered, the grief, the obligation, the faces of the people you loved, all of it is working against you. So what do you actually do when something wearing your mother's face is coming at you? When it's your sister, when it's your father-in-law, your grandmother, someone you made a vow to, what do? The answer is simple, and it is brutal. You have to be willing to hurt the ones you love. You have to be willing to sacrifice, because when it's kill or be killed, the only way to survive is to look at the face of someone you love and destroy it. The question isn't really how do you fight back? The question is that something you can do?
ways to combat the evil dead. Dismemberment has historically been effective. Fire, the passages themselves, if read correctly, can close the door they opened. But none of that matters.
If you can't get past facing your demons. Evil Dead Burn, only in theaters July 10th. Get your tickets now.